Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jack Burial. Today I'll be doing my top 10 lists of my favorite soundtracks. So before we get into that, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit like, leave a comment down below. Even make your own list and leave it below. I wouldn't mind checking that out. So to get started, at number 10, I have Grease with Louis Newton-John and John Travolta. This is a movie I've seen over and over in the past while. It's one of my wife's favorite movies, so I've seen this movie quite a few times. And the soundtrack is kind of like embedded in my head, so it's probably why I have it at number 10. It has the Grease title track. It has Summer Nights, Hopelessly Devoted to You, Sandy, You're the One That I Want. I think most people have heard this soundtrack. That's my number 10. And by number 9, I have Armageddon, the Bruce Willis movie. Good movie. It's also a great soundtrack. Great rock soundtrack. A lot of good artists on here. It has Aerosmith, Don't Want to Miss a Thing. It has Journey with Steve Aguilera, which I really like the albums that he did with Journey. It has La Grange by ZZ Top, one of my favorite songs from them. It has Bob Seger on here, John Bon Jovi, Patti Smythe, Wish You Were Here, Our Lady Peace. Great soundtrack. That's my number 9. My number 8 is The Crow, movie with Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee. Also a great movie. This too has a lot of great artists on it. It has The Cure, Machines of Love and Grace, Stone Temple Pilots, Nine Inch Nails, Violet Femme, Rollins Band, Pantera. It has Jane Sibrey also on this, The Jesus and Mary Chain. And this is also a great soundtrack, also a great movie, very gothic movie, but good movie. And my number 7, Santa Animals Fire, another good movie. Title track on here is one of my favorite songs. Santa Animals Fire, Man in Motion by John Parr, Shakedown, Young and Innocent by the Elefante Brothers is also great. Save My Life, yeah, also a great CD, great movie too. At my number 7, Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies with John Travolta, Bruce Willis. Great soundtrack. This is older songs on here, but they're great songs. It's got Pumpkin and Honey Bunny, and it's got Jungle Boogie by Kool the Gang. It's got Just Stay Together, All Agreed. It's also got by Ricky Nelson and Lonesome Town, Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield. Great song. Great movie, great soundtrack. Next, I have The Blues Brothers. Great movie, great soundtrack. Still listen to this one quite a bit. I think most people are familiar with this soundtrack here, which is really good. Another great soundtrack that I grew up with and I listened to since I was really young, watched the movie quite a few times, the original movie, and listened to this on vinyl, but eventually bought the CD. Is War of the Worlds, which is a double CD. And this is just a great soundtrack. This is one of the soundtracks I really enjoyed listening to with headphones. Really well done. And this had a lot of great artists. It's got David Essex on this, Justin Hayward. It's got Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. It's also on here. Joe Partridge, Chris Thompson. This is really worth checking out if you've never. The original War of the Worlds is really awesome. Next, I have Black Action Hero, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a great rock CD. This has a lot of popular songs on it. As Big Guns by AC/DC, Alice in Chains is on here, Megadeth with Angry Again, Queensryche, Real World, Def Leppard, Two Steps Behind, Aerosmith, Dream On, the classic Dream On. It's got Alice in Chains, A Little Bitter, Fishbone, Swim is also on here, and title track is done by Tesla, which is this is an awesome soundtrack. And my number 2, and it's also one of my favorite movies of all time, Heavy Metal. This is just a great soundtrack. It's also a great movie. I love watching this movie. Yeah, this has the title track by Sam Hagar, is just awesome. And even the songs by Riggs, which are very hard to find today, but they show up on here, is Heartbeat. And Radar Rider is also on here. It's got Journey, Open Arms. It's got Queen Bee by Grand Funk Railroads. I Must Be Dreaming, Cheap Trick. The Mob Rules, awesome song by Black Sabbath. Even the Don Felder songs are really good on here. True Companion. Blue Oyster Cult, Veterans of the Psychic Wars is an awesome song. Just love Blue Oyster Cult. And Stevie Nicks is also on there, Blue Lamp. This is a great soundtrack. Also a great movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. And before we get into my number 1 soundtrack of all time, a couple of mentions. Saturday Night Fever, which is also a good soundtrack. Disco era, but still a good soundtrack. If you like the Bee Gees and Tavares and Yvonne Hellman, Kool and the Gang's also on here. Casey and the Sunshine Band, song Boogie Shoes. This is also a good soundtrack, but it did not make my top 10. And also the Spider-Man soundtrack, which is also another great soundtrack. This one here has Black Lab on it, has Alien Ant Farm as default. Corey Taylor is also on this. Actually, the Spider-Man theme by Jack Kroger featuring Jersey Scott. Hero is a really good song. Marcy Gray is also on there. Theory of a Dead Man. And Danny Elfman's also on here. Aerosmith. This is a good soundtrack too, but did not make my list. So my number 1 all time, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, definitely my favorite soundtrack, which is Jesus Christ Superstar. This is a double CD. This is great soundtrack, great movie. Watch it all the time. Watch it at least once a year. And this is my number 1 soundtrack. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care of yourselves.